And then you're like, why, God, did you send us here? But out of that, it shaped a lot
Yeah.
in you and May, didn't
Yeah,
it?
it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, we talk about calling in the ministry, but I think every believer
hmm
has got an area that God wants them to move in.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think
Like a specific spiritual gifting.
gifting,
Yeah.
but then, we're a whole person. We're
hmm
not just, oh, I can prophesy on Sunday.
hmm
And I've discovered, like, for example, someone with the gift of prophecy,
Yeah.
they often have a sensitive spirit. So they're
Mm.
sensitive to God,
Yeah.
but it also makes them very sensitive in a negative way to other people. So
hmm
they react adversely when someone says something to them or is
hmm
angry with them or whatever,
Right.
because they've got that spirit,
Yeah.
which
They go.
also makes them able to hear prophetic messages from God.
Yeah.
Like the
They go into
pastoral
the
person.
cave.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
pastoral calling is a caring person.
hmm
Um, the evangelist is
hmm
the outgoing,
hmm
blow in, blow up, and blow back out again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Hey, don't talk about me like that. I'm just.
I think our personality and the way we work as a
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
God is going to use that in our
Oh,
calling.
he uses it all,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
yeah, he
He
does it.
never. That's the other thing I've learned. He never wastes the good, the bad, and the ugly. He doesn't waste that in our life. He uses it for to redeem the time, to
Definitely. Yeah,
redeem the
yeah,
lost years,
yeah,
to redeem the good years as well.
yeah.
You know.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah.
So when you hear that word compassion, what does it actually mean to you? Not necessarily the dictionary
Mm.
definition, but the lived experience.
So I
What
think
does that
for
mean?
a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
compassion is seeing people with God's eyes of love
Yeah.
and God's heart of love.
Yeah.
And I think we have
Going
to,
to Specsavers and getting Jesus glasses.
yeah, yeah, but also Jesus' heart.
Yeah. Ah,
So, like a
key.
few years ago,
Yeah.
I heard a incredible message about God's heart for the poor,
Mm-hmm.
and right through the Bible, God has a heart for the poor,
Mm-hmm.
and
The
He
widow,
wants
the
us to
orphan.
have a heart for the poor.
Right.
But how often do we walk past the homeless person on the street and kind of,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
we're like in the Good Samaritan story, we walk the other side of the road,
Yeah.
but actually, compassion is having God's heart for that person that will stop
Yeah. And do something about
and
it.
do something about it,
Yeah.
or even just stop and talk, or
Mm-hmm.
stop and buy them a sausage roll from Greg's.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, and compassion is also having God's heart for the lost.
Yeah.
So he particularly gives that for evangelists. You
Right.
look at them; they're broken for the lost.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we should all be broken for the lost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think compassion is having
Matthew
God's
28:19.
eyes, but
Yeah.
also God's heart.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
and that comes through growth.
Mm-hmm.
The closer we get to God,
And
the more
knowing
we
God's
become
heart.
like God,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore the more we feel His heart.
That's right.
Yeah.
We get in sync with his heartbeat.
You see, I think
Mm-hmm.
compassion, the church here in Bridgend,
Mm-hmm.
I think we have shown compassion
Yeah.
in our work with the homeless people,
Yeah.
our work with the Hope Centre, and the drug addicts and
Yes.
alcoholics and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think God blesses that
Yeah. Absolutely.
because that's what's on His heart.
Yeah.
And I think if a church, I don't want to be judgmental, but if a church doesn't have that heart for the poor and the lost and the downtrodden, which could
Yeah.
be single mums,
Mm-hmm.
divorcees, widows, all the
Mm-hmm.
rest of it,
Mm-hmm.
then we need to seriously think, what are we about?
Yeah. Yeah.
If we haven't got God's heart,
Mm-hmm.
what is it all about?
That's right. I agree with that completely. Passion is the you get compassion, passion being the second word of compassion.
Yeah.
Passion is just the feeling, but then compassion is the feeling in action.
Yeah.
It's faith in
Yeah.
action. Yeah, that's good. Um, one of the hardest questions that people often ask, and I know in the church right now we're doing Alpha Course, which is so great to ask these
Mm.
questions on just life. Alpha is brilliant. Where is God in suffering? It's such an age-old question. There's been theologians, historians,
Yeah.
philosophers that have, mulled over this question. So, what is your great theological no. How do you
Pick your
respond to that?
butts.
Where is God in my suffering? Like when the homeless person, where
So
is he right now?
yeah,
Or the addict that finds himself in the downward
so if I'm
spiral?
looking at it from a Christian perspective,
Yeah, please.
I suppose if I am suffering,
Mhm.
and in the West, I don't think we're very good at suffering anymore.
Mm,
You lived in Africa. I've been to Africa.
yeah,
We see a breeze block hut with a fire in the middle of the floor. We
right.
think, oh, those poor people.
Mhm.
That's their life.
Yeah,
They don't see it as suffering. It's just their life.
yeah.
Um, I think we need to look at people like Job in the Bible.
Mm.
He lost everything.
Truly suffering.
God, he lost everything.
Yeah,
He lost his family, he lost his livelihood, he lost his house, he lost everything.
yeah,
His wife wasn't very pleasant to him,
yeah,
and he says, even though he slay me, yet I will trust him.
yeah.
The Lord gives and the Lord takes
Takes
away.
away.
Blessed
Blessed
be the
be.
name of the Lord.
Yeah.
Can we say that in our suffering?
Hmm. Not
Because
when the van breaks down.
not when the van breaks down. No, no.
Then I'm suffering. Ooh.
Not when
No.
suddenly we
Yeah.
can't pay the rent,
Yeah.
or we can't afford to mend the car, or whatever it is.
Thank God for the rent. No. No.
uh,
Yeah.
the other thing is that
Mhm.
I don't know if you've read, what's that book? I can't remember the name of the book now. But a
So
guy,
it's
yeah.
just hold on. So it's you're saying the actual word suffering, we have failed to define that. The true definition of that suffering would be in the life of Job, not in the current situations necessarily that we find ourselves in, s- more specifically in the West.
So we've just been looking at Romans,
Yeah,
and Paul talks about our struggle with sin
yeah.
as part of our sufferings.
I do the things I.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he sees that as part of our sufferings.
yeah.
So for every Christian, we are in a battle and a war
Hmm.
against the devil and against what he's trying to throw at us.
Right, right.
But we also battle against the sin that's within us. We battle
Hmm.
against the circumstances that come across from outside.
Right.
It's all part of suffering. And I think what we don't do is
Hmm.
we don't realize, how is this fitting me for eternity?
Yeah,
The long view.
yeah.
And the long view is that I'm not always going to be here,
Hmm.
but how did I behave when I was here?
Yeah, yeah.
How did I respond to things when I was here?
I love Francis Chan's illustration of eternity with a rope. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it now.
He takes a rope on stage. It's an old years old, but he shows our life,
Mm.
and it's like a short, like 1 inch piece of the rope, and then he starts pulling the rope, and it just keeps on coming, coming, coming. And he says, "That's
That's
eternity."
eternity. Yeah.
He's like, in the Bible, I can't quote the verse, but it says that life
Yeah.
life is here today, gone
Yeah.
tomorrow. It's but a vapor.
Yeah.
It's just such a short time.
Yeah.
And so, the difference comes is when we start living for eternity, not necessarily living for, like, I have everything and I'm suffering, but living for eternity. And I think that's also what we learn about Job is there's this realization that he is living not just for his family, not for the things that he has, but he's living for God,
Yeah.
which equals eternity.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like they say, you're not going to take your car to heaven with you,
No,
but
no.
you will take,
I don't want to take my car. You'd probably break down.
but you will take
Yeah,
whatever's God's done in your life
yeah,
up to
right.
that point,
Yeah,
won't you?
yeah, and your
Um,
family and the
yeah.
friends and the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
acquaintances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe we should be thinking about, what are the awkward questions God's going to ask us when we get
Mm,
there.
yeah,
What
yeah,
did you do in that situation?
yeah, 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 yeah. When
um,
you walked past that person that was
yeah,
suffering, what did you do?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
it's good.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
so good. That's really good. Um, what has suffering taught you personally? Have you suffered?
So I guess for us,
My coffee's
a
gone.
lot of our suffering
Thanks.
was in the early days of ministry,
Yeah.
and it was financial.
Mm.
So, like, you're in a small church,
Wait a minute, they didn't
you're
pay you
living
a salary to do this?
no salary, you've got benefits, the church
Oh,
gives you 20 quid a week,
yeah.
you've got 2 small children, you're living in the charity shops,
Yep.
um, and, through that all that,
Mhm.
God is teaching you how to trust Him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess 35 years later, we're still learning to trust Him, but we're just a bit better at it than we used to be.
Yeah. So you're quote unquote retired,
Yeah.
but everyone knows when you come to Compassion Church,
No one retires.
Bridge End, it's like we believe, well, we try the best. We're not perfect. But as a church, we believe what we preach, and that is get stuck in, have
Yeah,
compassion,
yeah,
be a servant leader. So when you guys walked into Compassion Church, I was kind of, I was personally, I was like, I wonder if they're gonna come back. And you guys just like
we
resilient,
came
bounce
back.
back, bounce back, bounce. I was like, okay, okay. And then you guys got stuck in. So you guys are like, okay, we're retired, but my favorite, Bishop John, he's always says this: retirement means you just get a new set of
New set of
Michelins.
tires.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
you go again.
yeah, yeah.
So
But you see, for us,
yeah,
when we walked into combat, but compassion, at least for me personally,
hmm,
it didn't take very long to see where a lot of those guys had come from
yeah,
in the church,
yeah,
which was the Hope Center guys,
yeah,
recovering addicts,
hmm,
um, guys who had been homeless,
hmm,
guys who were homeless.
yeah,
And it's so unusual to see a church full of guys like that.
yeah,
And I say guys because it's unusual to find a majority of men in a church,
yeah,
which
uh,
it almost was then.
yeah. It was. I
Um,
think it
so that was
was
one point for
overwhelming.
us,
Yeah.
and because we'd worked with the homeless and drug
Hmm.
addicts over the years and had them stay in our homes and so on.
She felt like home
So I think that
out
was one thing.
away
Yeah,
from home.
yeah. And
Yeah,
and then I think it was not easy
yeah,
to go from suddenly being the pastor,
yeah,
and then suddenly you're at the bottom of the pile again. What's going on? I don't know what's going.
yeah.
So we had to make the decision. We're going to here. We're going to serve
Hmm.
because it doesn't matter that we spent 35 years in the ministry. We're still Christians and we're
Yeah,
still here to serve.
yeah.
So and you serve and you stick it through when someone upsets you and stick it
Hmm.
through when you see bad things going on around you.
Hmm.
Because if God wants you to go to that church,
Hmm.
He doesn't want you to leave just because someone said the wrong thing to you.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think that was our kind of attitude when we came,
yeah,
and we're very glad that we've been able to help the guys in the Hope
yeah,
Center.
yeah.
Um,
You do
teach
Bible
a Bible
study
study,
every
yeah,
week
but
there.
people like Craig in our church,
Yep.
to be able to help someone like that get
Yeah.
out of rehab, get on his feet,
Yeah.
and run into others as
Tremendous
well.
story. Yeah.